1. Happiness and virtue. The art of life is the art of avoiding pain. Happiness is not being pained in body or troubled in mind. Nothing can stop the man with the right mental attitude from achieving his goal. I find that the harder I work, the more luck I seem to have. Honesty is the first chapter in the book of wisdom. Do you want to know who you are? Don't ask. Act. Action will delineate and define you. Virtue is not hereditary. It is neither wealth nor splendor, but tranquility and occupation which give happiness. The happiest moments of my life have been the few which I have passed at home in the bosom of my family. I like the dreams of the future better than the history of the past. 2. Liberty and freedom. The tree of liberty must be refreshed from time to time with the blood of patriots and tyrants. I prefer dangerous freedom over peaceful slavery. Rightful liberty is unobstructed action according to our will within limits drawn around us by the equal rights of others. The God who gave us life gave us liberty at the same time. Freedom is the born right of every human being. Liberty is to the collective body what health is to every individual body. The spirit of resistance to government is so valuable on certain occasions that I wish it to be always kept alive. No nation can remain free if it allows its government to silence dissent. The natural progress of things is for liberty to yield and government to gain ground. Eternal vigilance is the price of liberty. 3. Innovation and progress. I am an enthusiast on the subject of the arts. The march of civilization is a train of useful inventions. Science is my passion, politics my duty. The greatest advances of civilization have come when we were able to cross-fertilize knowledge. I am for encouraging the progress of science in all its branches. The moment a person forms a theory, his imagination sees in every object only the traits which favor that theory. The field of knowledge is the common property of all mankind. The earth belongs to the living generation. It is the right as well as the duty of all men in society to protest against tyranny. 4. Democracy and government. The will of the people is the only legitimate foundation of any government. I know no safe depository of the ultimate powers of the society but the people themselves. A wise and frugal government shall restrain men from injuring one another, but shall leave them otherwise free. The government is best which governs least. Whenever the people are well informed, they can be trusted with their own government. The care of human life and happiness is the first and only legitimate object of good government. The whole art of government consists in the art of being honest. Every government degenerates when trusted to the rulers alone. The purpose of government is to enable the people of a nation to live in safety and happiness. The democracy will cease to exist when you take away from those who are willing to work and give to those who would not. 5. Education and knowledge. An educated citizenry is a vital requisite for our survival as a free people. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is safety. Knowledge is happiness. Enlighten the people generally, and tyranny and oppressions of body and mind will vanish like evil spirits at the dawn of day. He who knows nothing is closer to the truth than he whose mind is filled with falsehoods and errors. If a nation expects to be ignorant and free, it expects what never was and never will be. The most valuable of all talents is that of never using two words when one will do. Educate and inform the whole mass of the people. They are the only sure reliance for the preservation of our liberty. I cannot live without books. The habit of reading is the only enjoyment in which there is no alloy. The advancement of science and the diffusion of information is the best aliment to true liberty. 6. Religion and morality. I never considered a difference of opinion in politics, in religion, in philosophy, as cause for withdrawing from a friend. It does me no injury for my neighbor to say there are 20 gods or no God. It neither picks my pocket nor breaks my leg. Religion is a matter which lies solely between man and his God. Fix reason firmly in her seat, and call to her tribunal every fact, every opinion. The doctrines of Jesus are simple and tend all to the happiness of man. I am a sect by myself, as far as I know. 7. Agriculture and nature. Agriculture is our wisest pursuit because it will in the end contribute most to real wealth, good morals, and happiness. The greatest service which can be rendered any country is to add a useful plant to its culture. No occupation is so delightful to me as the culture of the earth. I think with the Romans that the general of today should be a soldier tomorrow if necessary. The earth belongs to the living, not to the dead. Those who labor in the earth are the chosen people of God. The natural cause of the human mind is certainly from credulity to skepticism. I find friendship to be like wine, raw when new, ripened with age. The glow of one warm thought is to me worth more than money. I believe that every human mind feels pleasure in doing good to another. 8. War and peace. Peace, commerce, and honest friendship with all nations, entangling alliances with none. War is an instrument entirely inefficient toward redressing wrong and multiplies instead of indemnifying losses. I abhor war and view it as the greatest scourge of mankind. Commerce with all nations, alliance with none, should be our motto. The most successful war seldom pays for its losses. Every citizen should be a soldier. This was the case with the Greeks and Romans, and must be that of every free state. For a people who are free and who mean to remain so, a well-organized and armed militia is their best security. I hope our wisdom will grow with our power and teach us that the less we use our power, the greater it will be. The evils of tyranny are rarely seen but by him who resists it. Peace and friendship with all mankind is our wisest policy. 9. Legacy and life. I have sworn upon the altar of God eternal hostility against every form of tyranny over the mind of man. I find that he is happiest of whom the world says least, good or bad. My theory has always been that if we are to dream, the flatteries of hope are as cheap and pleasanter than the gloom of despair. I steer my bark with hope in the head, leaving fear astern. The sun has not caught me in bed in 50 years. When injustice becomes law, resistance becomes duty. Rebellion to tyrants is obedience to God. The time to guard against corruption and tyranny is before they shall have gotten hold of us. Single acts of tyranny may be ascribed to the accidental opinion of a day, but a series of oppressions will at length denote a design. The price of freedom is eternal vigilance.